Hi, Johannes. Thank you for joining me. So maybe you can tell me a little bit at the beginning about who you are and what your role is at Keptn.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Johannes. I'm product manager of the Keptn project. And yeah, I'm with the Keptn project since day zero, so to say. I'm part of the initial team that started everything. And now I'm with the journey for 3 years and looking also forward to what's coming next and which bigger milestones are ahead of us.
That's awesome. So how did Keptn start?
Well, it was in 2018 when we as the Innovation Lab in Dynatrace had the task to collect all those best practices and those techniques that we as Dynatrace use to run cloud native applications. And what we did back then was also framing a workshop about those best practices, and we showed or we teached this workshop to customers, to partners, and invited also others. And the people that participated in those workshops, they were really amazed about what they saw and what we showed them. And after the workshop, they went back to their organization and then also wanted to implement those approaches, but they realized, well, we are missing something because we don't have a reference template or some guidance that would help us to really get those ideas on the street, to get that implemented and to start using or applying those principles and practices. And this was actually then the kickoff of the Keptn project, because we then decided, well, we need to build a tooling, a framework that allows allows someone else to implement cloud native approaches. And this was then the idea of why Keptn started to work.
Great. So can you tell me also about how it developed then from the initial idea and where we are now?
Sure. And therefore, I have here a timeline, so to say, where I would like to walk you through. And as I said, everything started in January 2019, where we took the best practices, the approaches that we think are important when running cloud native applications, bundled everything together, pushed it on Docker Hub, and framed the first release about Keptn. And this was the beginning. Everything was more or less a demo setup where things were glued together so that the use cases of continuous delivery, of auto remediation, of quality gates, worked, but more in a demo-like setup. And also in 2019, our Keptn was a little bit, or had a little bit of overweight, because back then, we consumed 16 virtual CPUs and 32 gig of RAM, which is quite a lot of resource, and it took 30 minutes to install a Keptn. The reason was we installed a couple of tools side by side to Keptn, like Istio, Knative, Nginx, also Helm components, as well as Jenkins. And this was, at the end, a heavy beast. But we heavily invested in this version and actually slimmed it down to a Keptn that became much smaller in the sense that we just need 2 virtual CPUs and 4 gig of RAM, and an installation took 3 minutes with a Keptn 0.5, which was a massive improvement and also helped us to make it easier to use Keptn, to install it on a Kubernetes cluster, and to explore the use cases. This was the beginning, the early phase of the project. And after that, we then could focus on strengthening the use cases, the core use cases. And here point out 2 milestones. It's the Keptn 0.6, which was focused on the quality gates feature that allows you to do release validation, deployment validation. And Keptn 0.7 was then focused on the delivery assistant, which helps you to make decisions whether the promotion in the next stage is allowed or not allowed, and to gives you more control over your continuous delivery workflows. And in March, no, actually it was before March, we also applied for becoming a CNCF sandbox project. And in March, we achieved this milestone and we were accepted to be a CNCF sandbox project. And suddenly, we showed up in this box where other tools in this space are located, like Argo, Flagger, Flux, and you know them. This also made us really proud of what we have achieved until then. But the journey, of course, went on, and the next big milestone was definitely Keptn 0.8, which we released February this year. It was a milestone also from a use case point of view, because we changed the way we modeled the shipyard, and it's now much more flexible to also fit your use cases properly. And to build on top of that, also more advanced scenarios that you might need for your delivery or remediation use cases. When we go on, and now we are already in June 2021, this year, we also then took the next step and also proposed to become a CNCF incubation project. All those informations were collected, the proposal were framed and then submitted, and the process is in progress, and we are looking forward and hope to get it through by beginning of next year. And this year also an important or nice milestone happened, because we hosted the first Keptn conference. This was an internal one. We invited folks that we are working close together, and they came then to a Dynatrace office where we kicked off everything with presenting the roadmap and what we plan to implement in Keptn. And then we had our workshop sessions where we discussed various bigger building blocks, like role-based access was a topic. Then also releasing bigger applications was a topic we discussed, and how we are dealing with integrations. And this brings me actually to the last milestone that we also achieved this year. It's Keptn 0.10, which has a very nice and handy feature built in, because it allows you to seamlessly integrate all the tools that are out there and can act on a webhook. And you can call this webhook and integrate it into the orchestration by Keptn. And this will help, hopefully, or will definitely help everyone to integrate the tooling that he or she has already running into Keptn as the orchestration and control plane of your delivery and operations use cases. Quick run through the last 3 years, but that was the journey that we had so far, and I'm really looking forward, and I'm excited about what's coming next.
Yeah, we're also all excited to see what's going to happen. And yeah, I hope that the community grows. And if anybody wants to learn more about Keptn, you can go on our website, keptn.sh. And Johannes will be happy to meet you and to work with you. Thank you, Johannes.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.